It doesn't matter how hot the real estate market is, whether it's super hot like it is today or in the future when it isn't so hot. But how confident do you actually feel? And really, really confident. How confident do you feel that you are maximizing every single dollar that you are getting when you sell your home? Doesn't matter if you're getting one offer, 10 offers, or 25 offers. How comfortable do you feel that you're not leaving any money on the table? I'm going to share my screen with you in a bit and ask you a question. And it's sort of a rhetorical question, but the steak, right? To some people, the steak looks amazing. It looks makes them hungry no matter what time of day it is. But if it's a vegan, someone that's vegan or a vegetarian or someone that doesn't eat steak, it looks terrible. They don't want to eat it. But that's what happens with the real estate agents. The majority of them, I would say 99.99% of them, sell your home the wrong way. They are basically trying to sell steak to vegetarians or vegans. Doesn't make sense. So I'm going to get into like what a better way to do it is, whether you're in Miami where our team is, where we work, or you're in Alaska or somewhere else in the world. If you are not doing what I'm going to share with you, and this video probably will be a little bit longer than shorter, but I want to break it down and share with you what you need to do. So forget about everything that you've learned in the past about selling your home. Forget about what your agent is doing for you. But what I want you to do is, as you listen to this video, take some notes. This will help you. I'm not doing this to help me. I'm trying to help as many people as I can that are selling their home, because the odds are 99% of you will never use our team in Miami-Dade County or Broward County. So when you watch this video, take notes and make sure your agent is doing this. If they are not, you are leaving money on the table. So the first thing, back to that steak to vegetarians, it's every agent is going to have a certain budget to market your home, whether it's zero or whether it's like us where we spend 5, 10, sometimes $20,000, marketing a home. But the thing is, if you don't market the home to the right people, you're wasting that budget and you're wasting time and you're not maximizing your dollar. So I'm going to start from the beginning. When our team gets a listing, the first thing we do is, and let me ask you this question, wouldn't it be important to know how many properties sold in your area? And besides what sold, so like, give you an example. So if you are listing your home with us, this is what we would do. The first thing we would find out in the last 6 months or so, depending on the market, if it's really busy or really slow, just to get an idea, but at least about the last 20 or 30 sales in your neighborhood of people that bought a home. We're going to find out the number of sales, but that's where most agents stop. They just want to know what the property sold for and how many sold. It's good, but it's not that great. A better way to do it, and this is what we do. We take many, many hours researching every single buyer that bought a property in your area. So say it's 27 properties that sold in your neighborhood over the last few months. We are going to manually do this. We're not taking any chances. We're not taking any shortcuts. We want to make sure we get the real data. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up those 27 sales and we are going to basically analyze every single buyer that has bought a property there. And I'm going to give you some examples later. So if this doesn't make that much sense to you, it's okay. It will make sense as we go along. So the first thing is, if there were 27 homes that sold in your neighborhood, first thing we want to know is, who are the buyers? When I say that, we are going to do as much research as we can, whether it's Google, whether it's checking out Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. just everything we can on that buyer. So we're going to find out how many doctors bought in that neighborhood, how many teachers, lawyers, business owners, what type of businesses they had or have, engineers, attorneys, whatever their profession is, whatever they do for a living, however they are able to afford that home, if they inherited the money, whatever it is. We're going to do a huge deep dive on every single buyer that has bought a home within in that time frame. So in this example, it was 27. And with that said, there are going to be some properties. There's going to be a small percentage, definitely a very, it's going to be a minority, a very small percentage that we can't get any information. Maybe it's an LLC and we look up the information on the LLC and we can't find it. Maybe it's a shell corporation and we can't find the information. But we are going to get we're still going to get probably at least 90% of the buyer's information, and that's going to enable us to get a really good understanding of the buyer. So when I say that, let me expand on that. We find out what they do, and say it's a couple that bought the property. Say one person is a doctor, maybe the other person is a lawyer, maybe someone owns a business, whatever it is. We have a sheet of paper. This is manual, totally manual. Have a sheet of paper, we write down the profession. It'll be doctor, attorney, and we check one and one. And then as we go, we keep adding professions. We keep adding what the people do. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to dive into all their social platforms. We're going to get all the public record information we can. So I'm going to give you an example of a property we sold, and I'm going to, as I keep going further into this example, I'm going to share all this information about that one property, and then I'm going to share with you the final results so it'll make more sense. Okay, in this case, we found out that the people that lived in this area in Miami, they were roughly in their mid 40s to early 50s. They were professional people. So professional meaning doctor, lawyer, accountant, engineer. They weren't too many business owners. There were some business owners, but that didn't represent the majority of the people that were living in that neighborhood. So then the next thing we found out, so they were in mid 40s, mid 50s, professional people, and they tended to have kids. And the kids were probably like they were in middle school and senior high. So they were probably about 13 to 18. Some had kids in college, but that was the thing. So these people, couple, had kids and were in their 40s to 50s. And also, the funny thing is they liked fashion. They had a modern like look. They liked modern things. They were also like the soccer moms and dads, but that appreciated wine, that really liked fine things. Sounds like a funny way of putting it. What I'm going to say is, but they were like, they felt younger than they were. They were maybe in the 50s, mid 50s, but they felt like they were more hip, or maybe they were more in tune with what a younger crowd was. So that was the demographic of the people that we found. So then the next step we did is, so when we met that seller, we had this information already. We knew who the buyers were. We knew everything about it. In some cases, we can do it beforehand. It depends on the appointment time, because it takes a lot of time and effort to do this. But in case you're selling your home and we meet you and we don't have that information yet, we will have it later. Okay. So while we were at the house, took some photos on the phone, and we didn't. These weren't professional photos. These were just photos to have an idea of the home. So the next step after that is this. And this is like when I was saying selling steaks to vegetarians. We knew a specific demographic, not demographic, but basically it's like an avatar, the avatar of the buyer. It's like Gatorade selling Gatorade at on a commercial for, maybe tennis to people that like tennis. So someone that may use the product. But what a lot of agents is 99.9% of the agents, what they do is they create the whole advertising around everyone. They just send it to everyone. So we don't want to send like steak ads to vegetarians because that doesn't really benefit. So we create something where it's very enticing to that avatar. Okay. And that avatar could be of any race. It doesn't matter. This isn't like fair housing where we're specifically targeting something. Anyone could buy the home. We are open to anyone buying the home. There are no fair housing violations. But when we do the ad, we want to make it sound most enticing to someone that probably fits this criteria. And if someone else in a different demographic, a different type of avatar likes this, then it's great. We'll be happy to do whatever we can. But we want to whenever you do advertising, you want to advertise it to the people that are most likely to see the ad. And we're not talking about doing it on Facebook and all these other things. We don't care about that because there are specific things that you can't do on advertising with fair housing. And I totally believe in that. So that's fine. We don't do that. But anyone that sees something written about the house, the video, the photos, and everything else, it should be enticing to the right audience. So let me go back a step. So we have this avatar. We have this avatar of these people that are going to be most likely to buy the home. The next thing we did, like I mentioned, we took some photos of the home. So after that, and these photos were just on the cell phone. These weren't our professional photos that we're going to do later. The next thing we do, we have a ghostwriter in California because we realized we can write well and we can write certain things well, but we want to do exceptional. We don't want to do well. So we take the photos, we take the avatar of that buyer, and then what we also do is we share about the area and we send it to our ghostwriter, some ghostwriters, we have more than one, and they write something enticing to them. It's like almost like you have a copywriter. It's the same thing as Gatorade having a copywriter or Nike having a copywriter or whoever is the copywriter for an ad. That's basically what we do. We want it to sound as enticing as possible to that target audience. The thing is, most agents, and maybe your agent is doing this, I guarantee you, if you ask your agent how many firefighters, teachers, lawyers, doctors, or whatever bought a home in the last 6 months in your area, they will look at you. They'll either make up an answer or say it doesn't matter, or they'll be clueless. They'll have a face. They'll have a very their face will be very like not in shock, but I'm losing the word, but whatever. They wouldn't know how to answer that question. I guarantee you. If you ask your agent and you ask them that question and they know the answers, please comment below on the video. I'll be shocked if they do. Okay, so let's go back to what's going on. We found out the target audience. We sent the photos, and something about the area to our ghostwriter. The ghostwriter, the next thing they do is they write this copy. So this copy is like on the MLS, on Zillow, on Realtor.com, on Trulia, on our Compass website, on our website for the property. I'll show you an example, like I said, of this same example of this property with everything and how it would look online if your home was listed with our team. So she writes something very compelling. So then the next thing we do is we have our photographer take photos. And so like in this case, our photographer knew that the buyers they basically trended on liking this type of style, modern look. So everything in that home that represented that, we took close-ups on those things to get those buyers more enticed to want the property. So then our videographer looks at the script meaning the copy. We think of this like as a movie. We have a movie is like of the home, but basically we have an audience and we know what they like, and we're creating this movie based on what's enticing to that audience, so it'll be more well received. We're trying to get this, I guess, Oscar for this movie, which means we sold it. So after that, our videographer creates a video that's super enticing to those people. And like I mentioned, again, we do a lot of Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube pre-roll ads, and all other types of ads, retargeting and all these other things. But in this case, forget about that. Forget about that. Even though we do that, forget about that. In this case, we don't care. The number one website that people look at homes on in the US, except maybe in New York, is Zillow. I think in New York it's Street Easy. So Zillow is the number one site. So we don't care about like the retargeting. There are gonna be agents that try and like tell you how great they advertise, and they're gonna get your home sold because of their advertising. It's not gonna happen from that. It's going because they're fair housing rules. I can't directly target a certain audience, and I shouldn't be able to because that's a fair housing violation. But the people that are most likely to see that home that are looking in that area will find it. They'll be on Zillow, they'll be on Realtor.com, they'll be at the Compass site. They'll see it multiple different ways. Their agent is going to share the listing with them. But the bottom line is, we know they're going to see it. We want to make sure when they see it, it's not like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a pool and a big yard. No one cares about that. That's not emotion. So with that said, I'm going to share with you a couple things. So first of all, let me change let me get rid of that steak I had on there, and I'm going to share with you this web page on it. Let me stop. Do this again. Let me share with you this. Let me stop sharing and let me try this again. Sorry about that. I had that steak on and I didn't want to mess up. Okay, so this is after giving you that example, this is a website we have of that property. It says timeless yet modern. Again, that was based on the interests of that buyer, of these potential buyers in that avatar, that audience of people that would like this home. So we put there, we highlighted the photo, so timeless yet modern, so they can see that it's a modern home. It's timeless, nice photo, a few different things. This was 925,000. So this is what our ghostwriter wrote, our copywriter wrote. And again, these people are proud of their accomplishments. They've made a lot of money. They like to drink wine. They feel a little bit younger than they are, and they feel like they're hip. So this is what it was. Live grand and live proud. Home should work on your terms, where mornings bring as much joy as evenings spent poolside. Chardonnay in hand. They liked wine, so we put that in. A home should have enough wall space for family artwork. We saw that these people that were buying them had families, so family artwork. It should have enough floor space for those favorite furniture pieces. This is where exceptional design blends family, friends, and beauty of life. Again, they liked design, they liked art, they were very selective with things that they purchased for their home. When double doors invite you to a space reminiscent of a Mediterranean villa, when high ceilings capture expansive square footage and shifting sunshine, you know that you're home. After all, there's something undeniably welcoming about a 5-bedroom, 2-story residence that loves you back. Today and every day, This is a space that's timeless but modern, chic but endlessly charming. This is a space that gives your family room to breathe. So we did our best to highlight all those things about the buyer within what we wrote. And for those of you that are saying, "Oh, it's too long, no one is going to read that much," I guarantee you this: the people that need to read it are going to read it because they can relate to it. The people that can't relate to it aren't going to read it. So it's okay. We don't care. We're not trying to get 100%. We're trying to get the most motivated 5% people that are interested in this property to get so excited and emotionally involved with this property. Okay. Next thing is watch the tour. Watch the tour. So this is what our videographer created. The music is a little hip. So their kids, we saw that they were measuring them, so we figured that would create some emotion, and that's good enough. So then we have a 3D virtual reality tour. I'm not going to dive deep into this. We do this for all our listings. You have a 3D floor plan. You can actually walk the property. It'll just keep moving. So you don't really have to go there. If you have VR glasses, you can view it in VR. So, just a bunch of cool things. The images we have. Floor plan, we do floor plan for everything. A video of Miami, the area, and just a few different things. That's before our team expanded. So last thing I was going to say is this. You do all that. The next thing you do, negotiations. So we use artificial intelligence to negotiate better. I only have like 1 minute left, so I am going to share with you this artificial intelligence. So this is Will on our team. This is how we would negotiate with him. It says what comes naturally to Will. It says what drains him, not being able to share opinions, feeling excluded, negative feedback from others. If we're demoing a product for William, try to weave in examples of how other people use certain features, schedule a meeting with that. So bottom line is, I'm going to do another video sharing with you how we use artificial intelligence to negotiate to help you get significantly more money. Thanks for watching. If you have a home to sell and you want to work with us, our information will be below. And if you like our channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will get all our videos as they are released. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Love you.